Hey guys, it's Jaylon. Welcome back. I am barefaced as you can see. Oh, look at those dark circles. I am going to try filming a get ready with me from this angle. I've never tried this before. It's kind of easier for me to set up this way versus putting everything on my vanity. So I'm going to give it a try. We'll see how it turns out. So today I'm just going to use just to do a regular get ready with me. I'm just using some of my pan that palette stuff, things that I'm panning. So let's get going. I always start with putting my hair back out of my face, and I always do my eyes first. And because I also like to use eye patches, I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes first because otherwise my brush gets wet. While I'm thinking about it, let me grab some new brushes so that I don't use dirty brushes with you guys. I have a brush problem. Hopefully this won't take like an hour to film. It very well could. Who knows? I was talking with a good friend, Danny, over at Danny's Makeup. Well, we still do movie night. A whole bunch of us do. One of the things that she was like, well, what do you talk about during a get ready with me? I don't know. We're going to find out. I've only done like 2 or 3 on my channel. Okay, so I used the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Primer. I really do like that primer. And I'm working on this Pure 4-in-1 pressed powder, which I hate. But I am using it to set my eyeshadow primer. So let me grab a brush for that. I'm just going to use this Morphe sub brush. I don't know. I like it because it's like a really tightly packed brush. I do have my mirror right here. So you'll see me looking over here to put on my makeup. Hopefully that's okay. And I'm going to check something with the zoom. I'll be right back. Let's hope that the tracking stays on my face and not on my hands. All right. So now that I have my primer set, then I go in with my eye patches. So right now I'm working on the Pyeongkang Yule. Well, it's not going to focus on that. The Black Tea Time Reverse eye patches. So I've kind of gotten over using the little paddle in there. I just stick my finger in there and grab a couple of the patches. So who has watched all of the Oscar movies? I have watched one, Oppenheimer. And to be honest, I fell asleep during it. But I did wake up and rewind and start over and all that jazz. So it was good. I just don't think that for me it's like a Oscar-worthy movie, but maybe I'm in the minority. I still have not watched the Barbie movie, which is terrible. Terrible. Okay, so I think what I'm going to start with is my Natasha Denona. It's not focusing on this now. The Natasha Denona Mini Love Palette. And I'm going to go in with this shade, which is... Oh, R. This shade is R. And I'm going to try to use a light hand. Actually, before I do that, I do have one other thing I want to do. I want to use my MAC Blanc type. We're just going to go in here. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm probably not going to have music going during this because I don't have the time to find... Ooh, that does not look good. I don't have the time to find music. To figure out... I just don't have time for it, so... This is going to be a long enough video for me to edit. All right, that's done. All right, so I'm going in with this is a Morphe MB23. It's like a nice fluffy brush. So I'm just going in lightly for my first crease shade. Since I'm wearing a burgundy shirt, I thought that I would kind of stick to the burgundy colors. And I will probably fast forward through some of this so that this isn't an hour-long video. Ooh. All right, that's pretty good. So now what I want to work on is I'm trying to hit pan in this Bridgerton, Pat McGrath Bridgerton Diamond of the First Water palette. And I've been working on this shade here, which is Love Match. Oh my gosh, it's taking forever. So I'm just going to go in, and I actually like to kind of mix the two together. So I'm going to start that way first, and we'll see if I can hit pan in this puppy. So I just kind of mix the shadow between the two, and we're going to go back in. I'll try to remember to look at the camera when I do this eye. Okay, so I have a question for you guys, other than the Oscar movie question. What YouTubers do you watch for product, like new products that have come out, like reviews and stuff? Because I've kind of, not that I've stopped watching that, but I think I haven't found my people, which is weird to say, but I got so into panning content, which I still love, but I feel like I need to find, you know, somebody I can relate with, maybe who also has dry skin, that, you know, reviews new stuff. So who do you watch? I'm just going in with a clean brush just to blend out the skipping that happens to me quite often, because I'm thinking because of my hooded eyes. So yeah, who do you guys watch? I still do on occasion watch Risa Does Makeup. I also like that she's, you know, of my age. So I quite enjoy her recommendations, but I want to say she has oily skin, and that's kind of a struggle. And so it does, like, Hot and Flashy, Angie at Hot and Flashy. I love her, but her skin type is so different from mine. It just doesn't, we just don't jive. Still no pan. We'll see if I can hit it whenever I do the under eyes. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, actually, I will grab the shadow out of here and mix it with this shade here, which is in the Natasha Denona Mini Love. And I'm going to use the same brush for now. I'm just going to kind of blend this color. Deepen up that outer corner. That's a pretty bold look. It'll all come together. It will all come together. And look, this is falling down. Sometimes that happens. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take kind of a packing brush for the outer corner. I'm going to use this not rougher. I love my rougher brushes, but this is Real Techniques. I love this style of brush. I hope it's focusing. I don't know if it is. So I'm actually going to just use this shade to deepen the outer corner. Tap, 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 tap. That'll do. All right, so that is for the matte shadows. So now I'm going to, I want to use this for a base. This is the Buxom Glaze Eye Gloss in the shade Amethyst. I keep forgetting to use this. So I'm just going to put some of this on my lid. More so leaving that inner portion bare. All right, and because I have hooded lids, I always use a glitter glue on my lids, no matter what. Otherwise, I would get shadow all up in here. So I'm just using the NYX glitter glue, taking a little bit on my finger and just tapping that on. All right, there we go. And then for my lid shadow, I think what I'm gonna do, let me grab a packing brush. Let's do this Sigma eye shader E55. And I'm going to start with, we're just going to go ahead and use this entire palette. I'm going to start with this one. Actually, let me just see. Actually, I'm going to start with the first shade, which is this here. Let's just see how this looks. I've been hearing you guys ask for these get ready with me's, and so we're trying it out to see how it works. All right, and then I'm going to go in with this one, which is the last shade. I think it's called Love. I'm just using the same brush. And we're going to go in the middle. They end up kind of looking the same on the eye, so I may add a topper. Yeah, I kind of find those shades to be, I've tried this a couple of times, and I find them to be very similar. So, let's see. I just am pulling out my everyday palette to see what I can potentially use on top. Okay, I'm going to try, sometimes I like just to play around to see what this looks like. I'm using Terra Moon's Moontide, and I'm just going to take some on my finger. And I'm just going to tap this on the outside and just see what happens. Fun, right? There is no rhyme or reason. I'm just playing around. Today is Sunday, and I'm just seeing how this looks. All right, and then I'm going to go back in with probably this shade here. I'm just going to use my finger to kind of blend this out a little bit. Okay, that's kind of cool. And then I will use, why don't we use Sunbeam from Cleona? This is also in a project for uses. So I'm going to grab a smaller packing brush. Let me use, this is this is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's an A14. I think I found this at TJ Maxx. And I'm actually going to go ahead and wet my brush. I'm just using this Tarte Maracuja Miracle Mist because it's the closest thing I have. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this on my brush and and we're going to pack this on the inner corner part of my lid. That'll do. I'm just playing around, guys, playing around. Okay, we'll see how it turns out in the end. So now I'm going to take these off and we're going to do the face. Okay, so I'm going to start with kind of like my pre-primer thing. So I always use the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich Face Base. And I just take a little bit on my end of my finger and work that in because my skin's dry. It's dry. And then for my under eyes, you can probably see it's kind of dry already. I like to use the eye base from Bobbi Brown, and I literally just take a teeny tiny bit on the edge of, like the end of my finger, and then just work it in. Okay. Now for my primer today, I'm working on this Becca Backlight Priming Filter. It's in a project. I got to finish it. So nothing really exciting there. I'm sticking a little bit. Of course, I did not mention this, but I just got out of the shower and I did all my skincare already. Okie dokie. Now, usually if I wasn't using an illuminating primer, I would also go in with something like this Benefit What's Up or Glow Lust. something like that to add some illumination. And I've recently been enjoying doing some blush draping. So what I'm going to use today is the Kosas 8th Muse Cream Blush. And well, it's a blush and highlighter, but I'm just going to use the blush side. And the way that I've liked using this recently is just to go in with my sponge. So I just dip in there. I'm trying to hit pan in this. And then I just stamp it out on my face. Hopefully my lights aren't washing me out. That didn't really show up much, did it? There we go. There we go. If you didn't notice, I love Diet Coke. Now for my foundation. I'm currently working on finishing this. This is in my turn and burn project. It's way too dark for me, and so I don't use very much at a time. I use very little. So let's see how much is left in here. Oh, probably too much. I took out too much. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it with this Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. This is in the shade LC1. And so with this, what I've been doing is just getting a bunch on the doe foot and then just smearing it on my hand. And then I'll mix it with the YSL New Bare. Is that what it is? New Bare Look Tint. And that's definitely too deep of a shade for me, but you know, I'm trying to use it. So I got a good amount on my hand. Sorry, I have a nose itch. And I'm just going to try mixing it with this little bit right here. See how that turns out. It's a little bit orange, but I think I can make that work. Let's see. Let's just try it. So I am going to add a little bit of this Smashbox primer oil to my sponge. I just put a couple of drops on there. Sorry, I was not on camera doing that. And then I'll just go in and do this business. And blend it out. Tap, 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 tap. Dab, 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 dab. When I need more, I'll just dab some from my hand, the back of my hand. I'm going to grab a little more, and I'm not going to mix it with the YSL. It'll do. I do have this much left. I'm not using it. I used the majority of that sachet, so we're fine. It's fine. You don't have to use every little smidgen of product. It's okay if it doesn't work for you, if you just, dust it away. Okay, next up is my under eyes. So I always have to use a corrector. Right now I'm working on the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. Of course, this is now a Smashbox product, but I love this one. It's light to medium. So I just get a little bit on my finger. Do these. And then pat under my eye. You can see how dark my circles are, you guys. It's so bad. I hate it. And it's not from lack of sleep. Although they get worse with lack of sleep, but it's genetic. Okay. I feel like that's good. So now I'm going to use a concealer. I'm currently working on the Tarte Shape Tape. This is in Fair Light Neutral. And I also have the Ulta Beauty Full Coverage Liquid Concealer that I'm trying to finish this year as well in light neutral. This one's a bit darker. So I'll go in and just do a little bit on the outside with the Ulta. And then with the Tarte, I'll go in a little bit more so in the inner. And then we will blend out. Sometimes I like to go in with my fingers first. And then after that, I will go in with my sponge. Just make sure not to use the side where I also had the blush. All right, we're done. Done with that. To set my under eyes, I'm going to use the Givenchy powder. Here it is. The Prisme Libre powder. This is in Voile Rosé. And I'm actually going to use a sponge or a puff. I bought these off Amazon. So I'm going to use a puff to set, and I just get a little bit on my puff. I really have been enjoying this powder quite a bit. It's really nice. And I don't think you need very much of it. Because I don't want to use too much, because otherwise if I do, it'll get cakey under my eyes. That's it. Sometimes what I'll do, I'm actually working on this. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's hiding. I'm working on Hitting Pan in this Hourglass palette, and I'm working on diffused light. So sometimes I'll go in with my favorite under eye brush by Wayne Goss. This is his O2. He doesn't make this one anymore. And I'll just go in with this brush and just kind of wipe off that extra loose powder, but also use this to help set if there are any creases that I didn't get to, like lines, because I got the lines, guys. Okay, now that I have done the under eyes, I'll go in with my cream products for my face. So this is when I go full out and do everything, which is most of the time, to be honest, because how else are you going to finish stuff if you don't do a full day? Oh, I just broke this. If you don't do a full day every day. So I have this Tarte, little mini Tarte bronzer, Breezy Cream Bronzer in Seychelles. And this is a little bit dark for me right now. Let me grab a clean brush. I found a bunch of these Zoeva brushes at TJ Maxx. This is their Luxe Petite Buffer, and I love them for bronzer. So what I'm doing...
This is a reminder. Put on hand cream. This is a reminder. Put on hand cream.
So what I'm doing right now is I will take this e.l.f. putty bronzer. Didn't show you. e.l.f. putty bronzer in the lightest shade. And I'll swirl this brush in there, and then I'll go into the Seychelles bronzer, and I'll swirl my brush in there. And then that's what I do use to put on the bronzer. So I just do a little bit here, a little bit here, and then a little bit on my forehead. And then I will go in with my sponge and just buff that out a little bit. I may have gone a little bit light because I was worried. Usually I'm lazy and I wait to put on my cream blush and then blend everything out, but it's whatever. All right, so now that the cream bronzer is done, I will move on to cream blush. I'm going to use, actually today what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this NARS liquid blush. This is an Orgasm. And I do have to mix this up because it kind of separates a little bit. It's always done that. So I'm just going to get a little bit out onto my hand and then, you know, do this business and get some on my fingers and then do this. This blush tends to dry really quickly, so I do have to kind of work fast. I don't like to go in all the way into here. And sometimes I'll just go in with my sponge. Is that even? Yeah, I think so. All right. And now I will do a cream highlighter. And for that, I'm using right now, I'm working on this Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Beauty Light Wand in Spotlight. And there's already some on the tip, so I'll just get a little bit on my finger. I use my fingers a lot. Just, you know, do this. Just a little bit. That's all you need. It's just a little bit. So while I'm letting this cream stuff kind of set, I will then now go into do the lower lash line, my brows, and eyeliner. So I'm going to go in with my brows first. Okay, I'm using the ABH Brow Wiz. This is in dark brown. I'll probably whiz through this because I do boring brows. Not much excitement here. You know what? Let me have to do this. Sorry if you guys can hear my laundry. I'm doing laundry right now. You can hear my washer or dryer. Oh God, these are totally sisters. That's about right though. I don't know. I don't really care. My brows are my brows, you know? They are what they are. Okay, then I'm going to set them. They look weird on camera right now. Why is that? Okay, now I'm going to go in with my eyeliner. I'm using the Yes Give by Gwen Stefani liner. Oh wait, I'm going to do my under eyes first. My lash line. Okay, I'm going to go back into this shade here, and I have this teeny tiny little brush. This is from Morphe. It's their M507. I love brushes like this, like teeny tiny little brushes. And I'm just gonna do that. All right, and then I'm gonna go. Oh, crap. I just gouged that shadow. I'm going to go in with the Diamond of the First Water, the shade that I don't have pan in yet, that I'm trying to get pan in. Come on, baby. Nope. The faces we make whenever we put on makeup, man. It's super attractive. All right. Whew. No pan yet. So now I'm going to go in with a bit more of a pointed brush. This is the Sephora. Actually, the one I want to use is something like this. This is the Looksy flat definer. And I'm going to dip between this one and the one from Pat McGrath. Again, because I'm trying to hit pan. And I'm just going to go right under the lashes on the very outside corner. Nope. I'm so close I can feel it. So close. All right, I'm going to go in with this Gwen Stefani eyeliner. Sorry, I have to pull my eyes down. Okay, and then for my top lash line, this is a little bit too creamy. So what I'm going to use is This is a little bit creamy too, but this one I cannot use in my lash line because it gets all over my contacts. This is the Clinique Quick Liner for Eyes Intense. Oh my God, it's finished. Oh, I don't know if I can. We're going to try. I don't know if I can make it last between two eyes. Maybe we'll just do the outer. This is such a soft pencil. Sorry if I'm really close. And out of frame. Wait, did I screw that up? Oh, there's still a little more. I can do a little more out here. I was being light-handed. Finished! Yay! That's so exciting! All right. So I have my eyes done. So actually, before I move on, I'm going to do my inner corner. So I'm going to grab a small brush. I keep wanting to grab a rougher brush. Well, you know what? I was like, I want to grab a rougher brush because I love my rougher brush. So I'm going to grab a dirty one. This is the Rougher 03. This brush is beautiful for getting right into the inner corner. And I'm going to use the shade in the Natasha Denona palette. This one here, you can see I gouged that shadow. This one here in my inner corner. And I'm also a 90s girl. So we're just going to do a little bit here and a little bit here. Just a little bit. Okay, now we're officially done with the eyes as I spit everywhere. All right, now I'm going to set the cream products down. So I'm going to use this Franken that I made of the by Terry Hyaluronic Hydro Powder or whatever it is. And then the Maybelline Fit Me. And I didn't grab any clean brushes for this part. I'm sorry. Hopefully you forgive me. So I like to use brushes like this, like the IT Cosmetics really large fluffy powder brush. And I just get a teeny tiny bit on my brush and just kind of set everything down. I love that brush. And then I'm going to take we're going to do bronzer next. So the brush I'm going to use for that, where are you? Is the Sonia G. This is the Innoshine. I think Inoshi. I don't know how to pronounce it. Somebody who knows French can help me. And I'm working on the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. This is in the shade Airbrush Bronzer in the shade Medium, I believe. Yeah, Medium. Beautiful bronzer. So I'm just going to throw my brush in there and it'll all get buffed out, I promise. A little bit here. All right, for blush, I'm going to use the Sonia G Soft Cheek. And I have a couple of uses left in a blush in this Beauty Bakery Cotton Candy Champagne palette. I need to get 2 more uses on this. So I'm actually going to use this in combination with I'm going to use it in combination with a sample I'm working on in Turn and Burn. This is the NARS Dual Intensity Blush in Panic. I'm just going to mix the two. Dab back and forth. So the shade in the Beauty Bakery palette I'm working on is No Champagne, No Gain. It's going to go kind of light so I can build it up. Because I know for a fact this NARS blush is very pigmented. I love Sonia G brushes. They're so pretty. So pretty. They blend out beautifully. So that is everything for the blush. And then for highlighter, I'm working on the Dior Air Luminizer, Nude Air Luminizer in the shade 002. So I'm going to use the Refer 18 brush. I love brushes like this to put on highlighter. So I'm just swirling in there. a little bit here, a little bit here. All right. Now that I have that done, I'm going to buff. The brush I'm going to use is a brush that I got in my lucky bag. This brush is gorgeous. The Sonia G Sheer Buffer. Wow. Wow. I'm taking the La Mer Loose powder and just stepping a little bit in there. There's not much in the lid. And then we'll just buff this out. Just use a light hand. I love it. I love that brush. Love it. All right. Next up, I'm going to get my face very misty. This is the Tarte Maracuja Miracle Mist. I like to use a lot of mist because, again, dry skin, and then I do this business. Next for mascara, my favorite curler mascara, lash curler. That's the word I want to use. Is this Refer curler? This is fabulous. If you're looking for a curler for your lashes, I highly recommend this one. I am obsessed. Like, I've never had a curler work so easily on my lashes. Because my lashes be straight. All right. And I always go in with a primer. And my favorite is the Estee Lauder Little Black Primer. All right, and the mascara that I'm currently working on, I'm layering because I always do that. I'm going to start with the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. This is really good, you guys. It's a really good just base mascara to separate your lashes, add some volume. You can see the difference. Hopefully. And then you go in for a second layer. And then the second mascara I'm working on is the Urban Decay Lash Freak. This is oh man, I just got mascara. This is an interesting mascara. I don't necessarily mind the formula so much, but the wand is really, really weird. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it to you. But I basically just use this bristled side, and I just coat my lashes one time with it. I don't really like to use this as a base because I find it to be kind of a thick mascara. And even now I'm like, oh, this side's a little bit too goopy. So I'm going to go in with like a lash comb and comb a little bit of that out. Combs freak me out. Lash combs freak me out. Ugh. And then for my bottom lashes, I'm working on this Roller Lash by Benefit. It's a smaller brush than the other two I'm working on. And I like that it's curved, so it's good for the lower lash line. All right. Now, while I'm waiting for this mascara here that I got on my face to dry, we're going to do lips. So I'm going to take off the balm that I had and the concealer, well, not concealer, foundation, on my lips now. And we will work on, I'm actually going to use a lip liner. Let's do Beeper. I think this is Bound by ColourPop. I don't have a plan for lips. I'm just going to use something from my Vuitton palette. I'm just going to fill it in. Okay, now what color shall I use from this? I'm going to try this one down here. I don't remember what these are. I don't have a note, sticky note around here. It's in my book, and my book's not any my painting notebook. It's not anywhere here. There we go. Okay, let's see if I can take off this mascara. Easy peasy. All right, let me go do the hair. Let me go diffuse real fast. I'll be right back. All right. The last thing is I need some gloss. Where's my gloss? Well, the gloss I was going to use is not here. My lips feel a little bit dry. So I guess I'm going to add... Oh, you know what? Let's do this one. I'm going to add a little bit of the NYX Butter Gloss. This is in the shade Angel Food Cake. There we go. That is it. Let's see. Will it focus? There's how the eye look turned out. It's pretty. Anyway, that is everything for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this Get Ready With Me. I know I didn't do a lot of talking. If there's anything you guys would like for me to share, talk about in the next time I do this, let me know. Should I put up like a community post to ask for questions? I don't know. Let me know what you guys want me to do. Anyway, that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you're doing well and staying safe. Please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.